Our histories did not begin when men decided to record them. The long capes of our chronologies yawn backwards into civilization's dawn, where there is no myth, lore, ghazal, or scripture to candle our presence at the table where the scribe once wrote, the congregation of sight in our eyes, the rhythm and dance of our visage, the siren songs of our feet, and the work kneaded into our palms have conspired to be kept alive as memory. To be kept alive as memory, we rise early within the dark lone temple to sinew the threads of our voices chorus, to hold the cup of listening against our bones, to heave ancient rivers of mirror from our marrow, seeing us when the world we made will not. Seeing us when the world we made will not, parting the clouds of witnesses, seeking the swells of Sistren, who fold us into their bosoms like sons, who speak us into light, who pronounce our names as music again, who call us mother, daughter, sister, elder, and beloved, gathering us into bodies of belonging that do not feel like weapons or sound like machines. Or sound like machines with memory, the history at our backs, bayonets of shadows, with hands and lands of harm we have fled, with child and grandchild under arm, making exodus of past, and memories untethered for survival's sake, sheltering in place after place, sheltering in place through crisis and catastrophe, through pestilence and poverty, through uprising and injustice, through addiction and recovery, we find the art of generosity and fierceness and give ourselves fully to the flame and mystery that asks, offering plates of our hands. Wherever there is work to be done in the world, there we are. We are the seed of the work, gifted to the world for the soil and ground of generations. For the soil and ground of generations, we toil for the promise of our daughters and stand in the lineage of our many mothers who ferried others to freedom, who braved Ellis Island, who refused to give up their seat, who gave their lives for suffrage, who marched and stood up to horsemen, who threw shot glasses at stone walls, who held the scepter stretching the distance of kingdoms, who defied the orders of kings and tyrants, who birthed ideas from the dark womb of innovation, who taught revolution, and who also sought peace. We have sought peace, and yet we war with systems that wound, that wages gaps in our value, that bruise our crowns with ceilings made of glass, that deny us seats at the tables we furnish, that say our black lives do not matter, that bow the tall necks of our girls growing into queendom and freedom, that make commodity of our flesh and build walls wrapping the long halls of our histories with the bigoted hushes of refusal. We have mourned at these wells of silence long enough, paying homage to our sorrows with sackcloth and scarlet letters that do not belong to our names. The girls that belong to our names will no longer. Their names will be ones of alchemists, transmuting pain into passion, limitations into options, and past of imprisonment into new promised lands, impoverishment into new seeds of hope, inviting their lives into the full breaths of second chance and first wish. Together, we swell and rise again, making and unmaking ourselves at the bright summon of each morning, throwing off stricture and censor, placing boundaries around our love, saying no, and living our deepest yes. And yes, we are still here at the table where the scribe once wrote, holding script and quill. The anvil of our wheel embodied legacies. We are becoming and unbecoming, stories made flesh and making flesh, extending the long feast table of time and chance for every woman and girl, no matter her place, race, or identity. Of course, the future looks like us in our fully vestured miraculous power. Of course, the future is us. For we have been builders and makers of each and every beginning, coming into a late, ageless, and eternal light.